What is up guys, it is Ross and welcome back to another Mario Kart Wii Limitless Vehicle Showcase. In this part, we will be going over the Standard Bike M. The Standard Bike M. So a little bit of background, right? Actually, now before I do that, just look at this. This thing has a funny drift. Why does it have a funny drift? Well, in Mario Kart Wii Limitless, the standard vehicles, which are the standard karts and the standard bikes, are kind of a love letter to the different driving styles found in the other Mario Kart games, as it were. And Standard Bike M is based on Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The drift arc that it uses is what the Limitless not so much the Limitless community, but the Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe communities have termed hybrid drift. And it's basically what, I guess, inside drift was in Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where it's not like inside drift in Mario Kart Wii, but it's more so, it swings out a little bit. Like, the inward drifting is mostly cosmetic, but it does exist to some degree. And that's basically what we have tried to replicate with this vehicle. This is also another one of those vehicles that was present in Rebalanced, and it got reworked, and the community was just like, oh my god, why would you do that? The vehicle was so fun. But yeah, Limitless brought it back, and it's kind of become an underground favourite as of late. Like, a lot of people have come to appreciate the funny way in which this turns, and the well-rounded nature of the standard karts and standard bikes complements this style of driving quite well, I think. It's got a good enough blend of handling and drift so that the hybrid style of turning is relatively easy to get used to, and it's got decent accel, weight is passable, it's got good top speed. Mini turbo's a bit mediocre, but that's fine since it's a bike. You don't particularly... Speed is the more important stat here, so that's fine. And its off-road is good, but you can't do anything cheesy with it. Basically, what this type of drift accomplishes is, it's like outside drift, but it attacks turns better in exchange for not swinging out as much. If you think the outside drift has potential, but you don't quite know how to fully embrace outside drift, you could give this thing a go, and it could be your, like, entryway into outside drifting. I don't know, like, some inside drift players in Limitless have really... they kind of liked hybrid drift on bikes, and it has sort of been their gateway into, like, outward drifting vehicles, which is pretty fun. It is... And it makes sense too, like, it is kind of the in-between of inside drift and outside drift. Not so much mechanically, like, it can't really do the tech that inside drift does, like, obviously TF inputs and stuff like that are out of the question, but, like, just in terms of general driving, it captures that mid-ground pretty well. Obviously though, since this is the Standard Bike M that we're talking about, the key word there is standard. Like, this thing doesn't really have much going for it other than the hybrid drift. Like, its stat lines are about as well-rounded as they come. It's right up there with the standard kart M in terms of most balanced, well-rounded stat spread, which makes it pretty versatile. It can adapt to any situation. Like, if you just want a bike that's a big ball of stats, you know, this thing could be your secret weapon, is what I'm saying. And just because it's outside drift as well, like, you can't swing out as much on hybrid drift, but on ramps like that, as you just saw, that doesn't really matter, because, like, you get a lot of sideways momentum anyway, regardless of how much you drift. I don't quite know how that is caused, but it's pretty funny that you can still do that on hybrid. It kind of gives this thing some interesting, like, technical applications, to be sure. One thing as well that is good about this vehicle is its hitbox is extremely thin. So like you can get away with dodging a lot of crazy stuff. So like if you have to deal with like big item clusters, that's something that this vehicle does very well. The fact that it's a bike and that it relies on wheelies means that it is pretty vulnerable to wheelie bumps though. And the fact that acceleration and handling are sort of two of its main advantages means that you don't really want to get wheelie bumped, because obviously when you're wheelie bumped you get stunned. And when this thing gets stunned, it means it can't abuse its advantages, which can be a bit of a death sentence in mid-pack, where those attributes matter the most. It works both ways though. Like, the acceleration means you can shrug wheelie bumps off relatively easily. So there's that solace, I suppose. And then stuff like that is fun to do, because when you're in a trick boost you can drift off-road, which is quite cool. It opens up situational cuts like that. Oh, vicious target pie. Let me try and just blend in with the crowd here. Just to sort of show off how this thing can fare in a pack. Like, you can see there that it's getting... Like, it doesn't get bumped particularly hard by other vehicles because its weight is average. And its accel is decent, as you just saw when I got wheelie bumped. But when you're being harassed by all angles, obviously you don't want to suffer from wheelie bumps too much. This is another one of those tracks where the CPUs just suck, so I have to just sort of get on with it after the second lap or so. Yeah, you didn't really miss much. It's just your average DS TikTok clock race. You just kind of grow your lead and nothing really happens to stop it. So yeah, that was the standard bike M. Probably a bit of a shorter video, but you know, it's fine. I showed off everything I needed to. Thank you so much once again for watching. Be sure to check out the previous parts if you haven't already, and the next ones when they come out. And until then, this is Ross, signing out. Goodbye.